Yes, Progen Media, latest news and updates happening around the world. Body of Mississippi nursing student found mutilated in a cemetery after surgeon's father warned Nashville judge over her boyfriend. Yes, many thanks to you wherever you're watching in from. So respected surgeon Lance Johansen pleaded with the judge not to let his daughter's boyfriend out of jail or he would kill her. So Bricen Rivers was in jail for holding his longtime girlfriend Lauren Johnsen captive and viciously beating her while they were on vacation together in Nashville. So I sat in the courtroom in Nashville and told the judge that if they let him out, he was going to kill her. That is what the dad said. So his words were prophetic as Lauren's body was found mutilated and dumped in her own car on Wednesday. He had assaulted her. This was probably the sixth time where they would get into a fight and he would beat her. We would get her away from him for a while, but he would find a way to weasel back in. So Dr. Johansen drove from Biloxi, Mississippi to make the impassioned plea to the court in Nashville after Rivers' arrest in December, and for a time it worked. So, however, but after rotting in jail for 7 months, Rivers' lawyer convinced Judge Cheryl Blackburn to lower his bail from $250,000 to $150,000 so he could get out. He was supposed to go straight to a company that would install a GPS anchor monitor as a condition of his bail, but instead he disappeared. They let him out and didn't tell us and didn't put the anchor monitor on him. They just let him walk out of jail. Johansen told WLOX, "Your father had no idea Rivers was out of jail until he got a voicemail from Davidson County Direct Attorney's Office on Monday." This is Bailey calling from the District Attorney's Office in Nashville. Bricen Rivers was released from custody. The message he shared with WLOX began. So he was supposed to report straight to a GPS company and be put on a GPS monitor, and he was not to leave Davidson County. But as soon as he was released, he did not report to that GPS monitoring company, and he has not been heard from. I wanted to make sure Lauren is safe, but Lauren was not safe. So Johansen desperately tried to call her, but she didn't answer, and he said texts he received from her number didn't really look like the way she talks. So about 4 p.m. on Tuesday, he got a notification that her Life 360 tracker was turned off. Then his younger daughter, who lived with Lauren, said she found the security cameras smashed and the door was still open. Lauren was nowhere to be found. Johansen filed a missing person report with the local Hattiesburg police in Biloxi, but when he called the next morning, he claimed very little had been done. We assumed they were going to track their vehicle and try to find her, but they never did it until Wednesday at 3 p.m. when I insisted they find out where the car was. So Lauren's car pinged at Wolf River Cemetery in an isolated part of Gulfport, Mississippi, and police rushed to the scene. Rivers was in the car but fled into the woods as soon as the police arrived. So this led the police to start a long chase of hours to him. So Johansen said as soon as he arrived at the scene, he knew Lauren was dead. So a lot happened, and then her mutilated body was found inside the car, wrapped in sheets and rubbish bags and lying across the back seat. She was basically beaten to death. Her face was smashed in, her head was smashed in. She was brutally beaten to the point she couldn't see out of either eyes when she finally died, and there was multiple holes in her head, her father said. I helped the coroner lift her body out of the car. It was just mutilated. So Rivers, whose social media claims he is a U.S. Marine Corps veteran, was finally tracked down about 11:30 p.m. after almost an hour, almost 9 hours manhunt. We realized early on that the subject still had his cell phone on him, Harris County Sheriff Matt said. So undercover officers were able to through text messages have Rivers believe that he was corresponding with a friend, and we were able to lure him out of the woods. About 50 officers also used drones, helicopters, and dogs in the search. Brayon Media.